Hey friends, it's Carissa. Thanks for watching. Let's chat infertility and 5 ways infertility has changed me. Number 5, it has completely changed my perspective. Before infertility, I was so set on things being my way, in my control, in my time. I had a plan and I wanted to stick to that plan. Infertility has completely changed that. It has forced me to be patient. It has forced me to not need to rush into things. It's forcing me to realize that I'm not in control, that I may have this grand, amazing plan, but you know what? It may not always work out the way that I want it to. And it's been a really, really humbling experience going through that. There's always another plan. Number 4, my self-confidence. Infertility has completely lowered my self-confidence. I have felt like I have lost some sort of self-worth. I'm a woman who is 30 years old, and I'm surrounded by all of these other women that have multiple children, and I can't have one. I have felt like there's something wrong with me, and I don't know why. Like, I've been going through infertility for almost 3 years. I didn't feel like I was good enough. Maybe there's a reason that I couldn't have a child. Maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe this other person that's able to have all these children, they're much more deserving and they're much more righteous, or they're much more this or that, or they're a better mom and I'm just not going to be a mom, or I'm just not meant to be a mom. And I've just had so many negative thoughts about myself. And it really put me into kind of a depression for a little while. Infertility has completely lowered my self-confidence. It made me feel embarrassed. It made me kind of want to hide away and want to not really talk about it. I didn't feel like I fit in. It's made it really hard. It's made it hard to want to get out of my comfort zone. It's made me feel like maybe I'm not a good enough wife. I was never able to introduce my baby to my grandparents. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm failing. My self-confidence is totally being crushed from infertility. I'm not able to give my husband the one thing he wants and the one thing he deserves. He's going to be a wonderful, wonderful father one day. And he's a great uncle. He's a great brother. He's a wonderful husband. And I just wish I could give him that. And I just feel like maybe there's a reason. Maybe it's just because I'm not good enough. Deep down, I know that's not true. But infertility, it really does. It has messed with my self-confidence a lot. It's really lowered my self-confidence. Number 3, infertility has really changed my attitude. For better and for worse. For worse, most of the time. I mean, we've been going through this for almost 3 years now. And for a large part of it, I was really, really bitter and really angry. And when other people would get pregnant and I would see their posts on Facebook or on Instagram, or I would see that someone else at church was pregnant, or, hear an in-law's pregnant or something like that, I would get really mad. Or if I saw someone pregnant at the grocery store, I would be so mad as to why are they getting what I don't have? I would get really bitter with anybody that was pregnant. I was angry. I was really angry for a long time. I was angry with a lot of people. I was angry that I didn't have support from some people, but then I was angry that I did have support. I was just a very unhappy person. It really has a huge mental, emotional, physical, it really changed my attitude. Poor Brian, I was really, really unhappy. I compared myself to everybody. Still to this day, I have those moments where I see people in the news or see people and not taking care of their children. And I'm like, wait a second, why is it that they have a child and I don't? And I still find moments of weakness, and I still find moments of bitterness and anger a little bit, and frustration. I think the biggest emotion is frustration. And my attitude, it totally changed with my bad attitude, at least. It really made my infertility journey very hard, especially our fertility treatment. It made the negatives very hard to get through. It made all of the shots hard to get through. It made the waiting hard. It made it just very unbearable. I had a breakdown. It just made it very unbearable. As time has gone on, my attitude has changed for the better. In some moments, I have seen more glimpses of good and a positive attitude than I have a bad attitude lately. And I feel like because the whole infertility side of our journey has kind of been put on hold because, you know, we got pregnant and then we had a miscarriage. I haven't had to think, oh, I'm still going through infertility and now it's like all creeping back up. I'm trying to be much more grateful for everything that I do have. I do have so many dang blessings, and I want to recognize those blessings, and I don't want to be ungrateful. It has helped me to be able to relate to other people a lot more and to empathize with other people a lot more. It has helped my heart to open up. I've been able to now change my attitude when I see a pregnant person or when I hear someone's pregnant. I try to think, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy for them, because who knows how long it took them to get pregnant? Who knows what they went through? And maybe they didn't go through infertility or miscarriage, but maybe they did, and maybe they were one of those silent couples that go through it and don't talk about it. So I've really tried to change my mindset, and it's really helped. Me changing my attitude for the better up to the point of our miscarriage is what's completely saved me. Number 2, now I will say this 1,000 times. Infertility has had a huge, huge impact on my emotional, my physical, my mental, and my spiritual well-being. Especially my emotional and my physical. Your body goes through so much, so many changes. The fertility treatment that I personally have gone through, you inject yourself with hormones, you take different pills to try to regulate you. You go through a lot of pain, you go through a lot of ups and downs, you go through your body thinking it's pregnant and feeling like it's pregnant when really it's not. It plays a mind game with you. You take medication that makes you feel pregnant, and that's really hard. It's a hard thing to think, okay, I'm in the 2-week wait right now and I could possibly be pregnant, but guess what? There's a huge possibility that I'm not, and that it's just the medication. It plays mind games with you. This up and down roller coaster, it's been a huge roller coaster ride. I mean, you have your ups and your downs every single day, sometimes every hour or every couple minutes. And it's a battle. And those of us going through it, we're warriors, we're fighters. I've had to fight, you know, the emotional part of it and to want to get out of bed, and I've had breakdowns. So that also goes along with the physical side of it. I mean, it throws your body for a complete spin, and you're not prepared for it. You're really, really not. I could no longer handle working in corporate America. I could no longer handle being around certain people. Just my emotional well-being has really taken a hit. So every day it's a battle. Every day I have to try to fight through it. And the physical side is, you know, still I have to fight through the whole hormonal acne, the whole changes to my body, adjusting to my levels regulating. I mean, you're injecting yourself with needles and hormones, and you're doing a lot to your body. A lot. And number 1, my relationships. And now I think I'm gonna cry. You know, my relationships, I think a lot of them have kind of had a strain on it since I've been going through this battle of infertility. Now that I sit here and I'm talking, and hopefully some of my friends or my family are watching, and if they have thought maybe I pushed them away, maybe I did, because I was wanting something but I didn't know how to ask for it. Infertility has really also helped me to realize that I'm very loved. I've had a lot of people reach out to me. Sometimes I don't reach back out, but I've realized that I have a lot of people pulling for me and praying for me and cheering me on. I think I have high expectations for people and for just life and things in general, especially my husband. And if things don't go the way that I think they should go, I get really hurt. But I've realized that I'm not perfect. You know, I'm not perfect, and I can't expect certain things when I don't ask for them. But I'm sad because over the last 3 years, I think I've really let my infertility kind of hurt my relationships with my friends, and it has also made it to where I am unable to make friends because I just choose not to. Like when we moved out here to Missouri, it's almost like it's just all of these 5 things just kind of go hand in hand. My insecurity played a role into my relationships. Like I didn't feel like I didn't want to make any friends. I've completely shut myself off from the world, from wanting to make friends, from wanting to share anything. I feel like I just don't fit in, and so then I don't continue to build those relationships. Although some people reach out to me, I still feel like I don't fit in. But my relationship with my husband, I think, is what's most important. I'm grateful that we've been able to strengthen our marriage, strengthen our relationship, and that we're able to grow together rather than grow apart. My relationship with Brian is number one, but unfortunately, I grew farther away from so many people that I love and that I care about. But I have felt so loved. I have met some new friends. It has allowed me to make new friends with people that I probably wouldn't have made friends with. I've made friends with people on Instagram and from watching our YouTube and through different Facebook groups, which is really, really awesome. Infertility has played a huge role into who I am today. It'll be with me and it will be part of me forever. It will be a huge part into who I am going forward, especially. It really has had a huge impact on my life, and I'm not through it yet, you guys. I'm not through it yet, and there's so many other people that go through it. So those are 5 ways that infertility has changed me. If you've also gone through infertility or you're going through infertility, will you please comment below? How has it changed you? What has it done for you? Or comment on my Instagram, on one of my pictures, or message me or email us. Let us know. I'd like to hear from you as well. Grateful for you. Thank you for following us. If you want to follow us on Instagram, @Carissa Brian. We love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Toodles.